Alright, you guys, and welcome back to another brand new video. It is Tornadoes Man, and I just want to appreciate all the people who commented on my other video that I just posted 4 hours ago, Tornadoes of 2023. Now, this will be the first episode of Season 3, so I advise you to peek closely into this episode. In this episode, we will be looking at the tornado outbreak sequence of April 1996, where the first tornado was formed on April 19th, 1996, and dissipated on April 21st, 1996. The destruction was 3 days, and this outbreak formed 118 confirmed tornadoes, and the most max rating was EF3 with 6 fatalities, 200 plus injuries, and areas affected was Eastern United States, Ontario, and Quebec. I will allow my AI to read this and give you all the information you need on the tornado outbreak sequence of 1996. If you want more content like this and more videos on tornadoes and hurricanes, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell and turn on post notifications. And next month, the tornado season will officially be ending, or will probably be continuing, and we will walk into the hurricane season. If a hurricane does hit Baton Rouge, Louisiana, yes, I am going to record it, and I'm going to put it on the channel. Also, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and turn on post notifications so you'll be notified every single time I post a brand new video.
The tornado outbreak sequence of April 1996 was a series of tornado outbreaks that occurred across a large area of eastern North America over a 3-day period between April 19th and April 21st, 1996. A total of 118 tornadoes touched down in the Great Lakes, Midwest and Southeast region over the 3-day period, killing 6 people and becoming the most notable outbreaks of the year. The 19th was the most prolific tornado outbreak in Illinois history, with 33 tornadoes touching down across the state, breaking the old record of 25 set on August 10, 1974. 1. This outbreak can also be compared to the May 2004 tornado outbreak sequence, as it was a very large, deep, and vigorous system. The same system produced tornadoes in Ontario on the 20th and destructive tornadoes in Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Texas on the 21st. Meteorological synopsis. April 19. The outbreak occurred when the warm front of a deep storm system moved north and east out of Missouri. April 19th started off cool and skies were overcast ahead of the warm front. Meteorologists were trying to figure out if the warm front would move into Illinois that afternoon. As the day wore on, temperatures warmed, dew points rose, and thunderstorms started to explode in Iowa during the mid-afternoon hours. Although there were some doubts on specifics, the potential significance of the outbreak was rather foreseeable, with storm chasers traveling from the Great Plains and the Storm Prediction Center issuing a high risk early on. Illinois. A total of 33 tornadoes hit Illinois before spreading west and south into Missouri, and Iowa, and east and north into Wisconsin, Michigan, and Indiana on Friday, April 19th. The town of Decatur was hit by a large F3 tornado, as were the towns of Urbana and Ogden. Major damage and injuries occurred in all 3 locations, and 1 person was killed in Ogden. Indiana. In Indiana, 21 tornadoes were produced as the cold front moved into the area during the evening hours. Temperatures had warmed well into the 70s and lower 80s, 20 to 26 degrees Celsius, before the storms hit. 5 people were injured in Morgan County. See also, 1996 Southern Ontario tornadoes. One of Canada's most prolific tornado events struck Ontario. A vigorous branch of the jet stream from the Pacific Ocean combined with rich low-level moisture kept the storm system rolling, spinning off more tornadoes in the southeast. One tornado hit Carroll County, Mississippi, killing teenager Dexter Foreman when a tree fell on his mobile home. Another tornado did massive damage to Berea, Kentucky, but no one was killed. April 21st. The outbreak across the south-central U.S. on the 21st was produced by a different weather system.
Confirmed tornadoes.
Confirmed tornadoes by Fujita rating. Fu F0 F1 F2 F3 F4 F5 Total 0 56 33 18 11 0 0 118.
So first is the April 19th event. This event caused a lot. Oh wow, that's interesting. Okay, so anyways, this is the April 19th event that took place before more and it caused a lot of EF0 tornadoes. So here we go.
April 19th event. F sharp.
Okay, so here is some F0s and okay, so here are some F0s and F1s, and these all took place in the April 19th event. Here's also an F3 east of Arlington, and then another EF3, and then more EF3s, and all of this kind of stuff that you might want to know from this tornado outbreak sequence. And there's also a lot of EF3s that took place in this tornado outbreak sequence. There was multiple EF3s here is what I'm seeing. Multiple EF3s. And there's a lot more in the April 20th. This is the April 20th event, southwest of Goodnight, in Barron County, Barron, Kentucky. There's a lot of EF2s and EF1s and EF0s, and there's EF3s. And here's the April 21st event. And then there's an F3, and then some more F0s, and then there's an F3. So, but that's not all. That's not really how this tornado outbreak sequence happened. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you all of how this happened. That was just the tornado outbreak sequence. But now we turn this around to tornadoes of 1996. But the title is going to be Tornado Outbreak. The tornado outbreak sequence of 1996. But we now turn this video to tornadoes of 1996. Here we go.
This page documents the tornadoes and tornado outbreaks of 1996, primarily in the United States. Most tornadoes form in the U.S., although some events may take place internationally. Tornado statistics for older years like this often appear significantly lower than modern years due to fewer reports or confirmed tornadoes. However, by the 1990s, tornado statistics were coming closer to the numbers we see today. Synopsis. Fatal United States tornadoes in 1996. January. There were 35 tornadoes confirmed in the U.S. in January. January 3rd. 9 people were injured by an F1 tornado in Miami, Florida. February. There were 14 tornadoes confirmed in the U.S. in February. March. There were 71 tornadoes confirmed in the U.S. in March. March 6th. Fu. F0. F1. F3. F4. F5. 0. 3. 2. 1. 0. 0. Tornadoes touched down across parts of Alabama, Georgia and Florida, with 6 deaths from 2 tornadoes in Alabama. 4. An F3 tornado hit a trailer park on the northwest side of Selma, killing 4 people and injuring 40. 4 tornadoes, 3 F1 and 1 F2, struck Montgomery, accompanied by damaging downbursts. The F2 tornado hit a mobile home park on the east side of the city, killing 2 people and injuring 17. 5, 6. One other person was injured by an F1 tornado near Iron City, Georgia. 7. April. There were 177 tornadoes confirmed in the U.S. in April. April 14th. An F4 tornado killed 7 people in Stone and Izard counties in Arkansas. The 7 fatalities from this tornado were the most by one tornado in 1996. Among the fatalities were quarterback Kurt Warner's in-laws. April 19 to 21. Main articles: Tornado outbreak sequence of April 1996 and 1996 Southern Ontario tornadoes. A series of tornado outbreaks occurred over a 3-day period in mid-April across a large area of eastern North America. It was the most notable outbreak of the year. The 19th was the most prolific tornado outbreak in Illinois history. 6 people were killed in the outbreak, and 11 tornadoes were rated as high as F3. "33 tornadoes hit Illinois, breaking the old record of 25 set on August 10, 1974. This outbreak can also be compared to the May 2004 tornado outbreak sequence, as it was a very large, deep and vigorous system. The same system produced tornadoes in Ontario on the 20th, and destructive tornadoes also occurred in Arkansas and Texas on the 21st. May. A tornado in Elba, Colorado. This photo was taken by storm chaser and engineer Tim Samaras. There were 235 tornadoes confirmed in the U.S. in May. May 13th, Bangladesh. Main article: 1996 Bangladesh tornado. A strong tornado struck Jamalpur, Sirajganj and Tangail, in Bangladesh, killing over 600 people, making it the deadliest tornado of the year and one of the deadliest tornadoes in history. May 28th. Main article: May 1996 Kentucky tornado outbreak. A small, but destructive outbreak of tornadoes occurred in central and northern Kentucky in late May. The tornadoes resulted in over $100 million in damages, and one tornado was rated F4. Despite the damage, there were no fatalities. June. There were 128 tornadoes confirmed in the U.S. in June. June 24th. Foo. Nine tornadoes touched down across the U.S., with 7 of them striking the mid-Atlantic in a small outbreak. The strongest event was an F2 tornado that hit Sudley Springs, Centerville, Legato, and Fairfax, Virginia, west of Washington, D.C., injuring 8. July. There were 202 tornadoes confirmed in the U.S. in July. Foo. A rare F0 tornado touched down on Hans Lalik Island, Puerto Rico. 10. Elsewhere, an F2 tornado touched down in Winthrop, Maine, just outside Augusta, striking northern Litchfield, but causing no deaths or injuries. It was one of only 2 significant tornadoes to hit the Augusta area. 11. An F5 tornado destroyed parts of Oakfield, Wisconsin. The violent tornado developed outside of town and moved southeastward, taking direct aim at Oakfield. At 7:15 p.m., the tornado struck the town, injuring 12 people but killing none. It would be the only F5 tornado to hit the United States that year. The tornado's maximum width was about 400 yards, 370 meters, wide, making it one of the narrowest F5 tornadoes on record. There were 11 other tornadoes in Wisconsin from this storm complex, with 1 death at Marytown. 12. A band of slowly moving thunderstorms moved over central Pennsylvania, producing heavy rain and flooding, especially in the Altoona area where 700 homes were damaged. The storms also produced a family of tornadoes that moved through the area. At 9:20 a.m., the first tornado, rated an F2, touched down 6 miles north of New Bethlehem in Clarion County. It tracked southeast into Jefferson County through Langville. The tornado lifted 1.5 miles west of Oliveburg. The tornado uprooted trees and rolled a mobile home, about a mile north of Trutsburg, damaged some homes, farms, and crops, and downed extensive swaths of trees along its path. It was on the ground for about 10 miles and averaged 100 yards in width. At 9:45 a.m., just 5 minutes after the first tornado dissipated, a second F2 touched down 1.5 miles southeast of Punxsutawney. The tornado touched down in Jefferson County and traveled southeast into northeastern Indiana County northeast of Glen Campbell. In Jefferson County, damage was confined to trees. The tornado then strengthened and began to cause even more severe damage just east of Rossiter here. The tornado tore the roof off of a barn that a child, who was playing outside, had sought shelter in. 3 of the 4 walls of the barn also collapsed. The child was not injured, but a horse that was inside the barn was sucked out and thrown 75 feet into a field. The tornado then traveled up a hill and significantly damaged 1 mobile home and destroyed a second after carrying it at least 75 yards across a road and smashing it against a row of trees. 3 people inside the mobile home were injured, 1 critically. By this time, the tornado had reached its peak intensity of high-end F2. A nearby wood frame house was destroyed and dense areas of trees felled or snapped. About a dozen other homes sustained damage in this area, 5 extensively. 30-pound cinder blocks from a garage were thrown approximately 300 yards up a nearby hill where a stronger suction vortex was noted. The tornado then tracked into Clearfield County, causing tree damage. The tornado then crossed 5 points into Cambria County across Glendale Lake in Prince Galitzin State Park before ending 2 miles east of Frugality near the Blair County border, about 30 miles from its starting point. The storm damaged several mobile homes and farms in 5 points, picked a boat out the water on Glendale Lake, and felled many trees in the park. A herringbone tree pattern was noted along with suction vortex damage to crops. Around 11 a.m., another F2 tornado touched down 2 miles east of Culver in Cambria County and tracked 6 miles southeast before ending 1 mile west of Loretto. The path width was 100 yards wide. 2 homes and a barn were destroyed, several roofs and a second barn were also damaged. A central suction vortex was visible in crop damage. At about the same time the tornado mentioned above formed, an F1 tornado touched down 2 miles northeast of Altoona in Blair County on Brush Mountain. This tornado moved southeast, taking down a swath of trees and causing minor damage to homes along a 1.5-mile path near Sickles Corner. The path width was up to 0.5 miles wide. Several other tornadoes touched down across Pennsylvania, Maryland, and several other states later in the day. A total of 20 tornadoes touched down, injuring 9. 3rd August. There were 72 tornadoes confirmed in the U.S. in August. September. There were 101 tornadoes confirmed in the U.S. in September. A metacane spawned 6 tornadoes across the Balearic Islands. Damage information about these tornadoes are unknown. The tornadoes were spawned by an interaction between a northeastward drifting trough, the metacane, and the large scale that permitted the formation of tornadoes within thunderstorms generated by the cyclone after making landfall, which was deemed as highly unusual. There were 68 tornadoes confirmed in the U.S. in October. October 26th. Main article, late October 1996 tornado outbreak. Foo. F0. F2. F3. F4. F5. 0. 13. 5. 0. 0. 0. An unusual tornadic event affected Nebraska, South Dakota and Minnesota. 26 tornadoes touched down, with 5 of them rated F2. It turned out to be a record-breaking late-season tornado outbreak, although there were no fatalities. November. There were 55 tornadoes confirmed in the U.S. in November. December. There were 15 tornadoes confirmed in the U.S. in December.
Ask mom if you cut it on.
Well, alright you guys, if you enjoyed this video of the tornado outbreak sequence of April 1996, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and turn on post notifications. You will be notified every single time we post another video. And for more video content like this, hit that like button and subscribe. Tornadoes Man out.